This episode is for the couples out there. If you ever thought about how is it that I could basically bring some extra income into the home, I am working my 9 to 5. My husband is working hard. I'm working hard. But just trying to figure out, like, there has to be more than what it is that we're doing. There has to be better at the other side. Not that it's bad, but it has to be better. This episode is for you.
Yeah, we're really excited about this one because when we figured this out, a lot changed for us personally, for our business. We started having less arguments. We started to get in alignment. So we're excited about this one. And if you don't know who we are by now, we're the Entrepreneur Couple. I'm Dominique.
And I'm Felicia.
And let's get right into it.
Yes, let's do it. Damo, who are the different types of couples that's out there who are basically trying to either come into or navigate in the entrepreneurial space?
That's a great question. And from our personal experience, because we went through all of the phases, I would say there's about 4 different types of couples.
Okay.
Right? Couple number one, who we were in the beginning, is both of you guys may have a job.
Okay.
Right? Wife has a job working 40, 50 hours. Husband has a job working 40, 50 hours. And you both also have 2 separate unique set of skill sets. And then you guys are now looking at it like, how can we come together and build something as one?
Okay.
Right? So that's couple A. Couple B is you may be in a situation where one of you guys are currently a self-employed entrepreneur, or you guys are currently a business owner, and the other couple has a job. So one couple has a business or a small business, and the other has a job. So in a way, you're in 2 different worlds, right? So in this situation, you still have 2 different skill sets, but one couple may just be the business person, and the other one is either neutral, or they're either a supporter or a cheerleader on the side.
Okay.
And what you want to pray for is that couple is not trying to tear you down on the side.
Right.
Because then you can't get nothing done. The third couple is a couple where both of you guys have 2 separate businesses.
Okay.
Right? You may be a real estate agent, and the other person may be a life insurance agent.
Okay.
Right? You both have the same goal in the house to better the family, but you're walking down 2 different paths, 2 different lanes. It's like 2 separate jobs, except you're working in 2 different entrepreneurial fields.
Okay.
And the last couple, which is my favorite couple, 2 separate people,
Right.
2 separate skill sets, but one business.
Okay.
So you come together and you are in an alignment where you're trying to build one economical vehicle through one business.
Okay.
And knowing who you are in that situation is very important because it'll help you identify some of the problems you're going to deal with.
So if you were to choose the couple that we're talking to today, who is that couple that we're talking to today?
I think we might touch on a little bit of all of them.
Okay.
Probably just in different stages.
Right.
Because if you look at it, there's a couple who's watching this and they're like, hey, I'm a couple. I want to make money with my partner. We both have 2 different jobs. So how do we do it?
Right. So let's talk to that couple today.
Okay. Well, the first thing you got to realize is you're giving 40 hours going to the left. He's giving 40 hours going to the right.
Right.
That's 80 hours leaving the house.
Yes.
So you both of you guys are using your time to build somebody else's goals and dreams. And yes, you get a paycheck at the end of the week, end of the month, but is that enough to get you where you want to go?
And that's what happened when we got to the point where, you know, when you was working as a manager in the restaurant business and I was working as a nurse, you know, I was we were working the 40, 50, 60 hours a week and the money was coming in, but then of course our time was gone. You understand? And then also the money was just not enough.
It wasn't.
So it's more like at that point of time, we were working separate hours away from each other. And we knew that we didn't want to give more hours working away from each other.
Yeah.
We knew that we wanted to bring in income, not necessarily together, but just bring income to the household without giving more of our time to the outside world.
Yeah, nobody wanted to get a second job.
Facts.
With a couple like that, or with all of the couples, it doesn't matter which one you are. I think it all starts in the first place, which is one of the biggest reasons you can't make money together is just not having the same vision,
Okay.
right? You're not in alignment with where you want to go. And we see it, perfect example is driving in a car that has no alignment, right? One wheel is going this way, one wheel going the other way. It's going to put too much wear and tear on the car because it's not aligned.
Right.
So when you're a couple and both of you guys have two separate jobs, it's great because the money is coming in. But unless you can get on the same page and say, hey, this is where we want to be in 10, 15 years. Hey, you take 10% of your paycheck, I take 10% of my paycheck, and we're going to put it towards our future. We're going to put it towards building something. You know, you end up struggling a lot.
Yeah.
The second thing with that is when both of you guys have a career, you come home exhausted.
Yes.
So it's like, I don't even want to talk about nothing on the side because mentally I'm tired.
And hopefully you have a career that you feel fulfilled doing and happy.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing is having a career that you don't like.
Yeah, it's now like, yo, pass me the beer, pass me the wine.
Facts. Oh, thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah.
TGI.
Yeah.
And now the second couple is you're in a situation where one may have a job, one have a business. So two separate skill sets because one is an entrepreneurial skill set and the other person is in a job situation in a career. So you have a separate skill set as well. You're operating in two different worlds. So in this situation, the person who's an entrepreneur, you may not feel supported.
Yeah.
Right? You may feel like you're doing this all by yourself.
And we've been through that too.
We've been through that too.
We've been through it because there was a point in time where when I was working as a full-time nurse and we went into business and we got a brick and mortar space. And my husband, which is you, was the person inside the brick and mortar space. So there would be
personal training
and, you know, doing the shakes and everything. And when I had to go to work, you had to hold the fort down.
Yeah.
Luckily, you know, for us, we had that vision talk. We had the alignment talk where we knew what the 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5, 10 year goal was.
Yeah.
And so we were on the same page in unity going this way. But, you know, a lot of times what ends up happening, like you said, the partner has a business and the other partner is working a 9 to 5 and they're not aligned.
Yeah.
They're not aligned. And one partner will feel like, you know, you don't support my business. You're like, I'm working hard here. And the other one is like, well, I'm working my 9 to 5. You're like, I'm working hard too. And so it's all about having those, you know, tough conversations and supporting each other, you know, no matter which way it is.
Yeah, and one of the other flip side to that is you may be the person in the career and you're like, yeah, but I make more money than you.
Facts.
Because your business ain't take off yet. So, you know, I don't take you seriously. I can't leave my job because if I leave my job, we're going to struggle more.
Right.
I'm not going to leave my job to come struggle with you.
Right. Because I remember at one point, you know, Damo wanted me to come full time. And I'm like, babe, like, you know, I'm making this nursing money right here. And I'm proud of you. And I'm supportive of you. You know, I'm going to come to the shop and I'm going to help. But financially, we're not making that nursing income yet.
Yeah, them $30 clients is not enough.
Right.
$30 an hour is not enough.
Facts. It's not even the $30 an hour because it was the fact that it's $30 per client.
Per client, right.
Per hour.
Per hour. You're doing 1 to 2 small group sessions, so that's $60 in an hour.
Right.
And the frequency is not enough.
Exactly.
So
it was a huge compromise, and it was like, but you know, Dominique used to say, but can you imagine if it's two heads in this business? You could just imagine where we would go.
Yeah, which is always talking about the alignment and casting that vision.
Right.
And the third couple, you are in a situation now where both of you guys have two separate business ventures. Right? Like I said, the example, one's in real estate.
And let's put the other one in fitness.
Let's say real estate and I'm a personal trainer.
Right.
Right. So we are studying two different things. But what's interesting about it is we need the same tools and systems and skills.
Correct.
Like I need marketing, you need marketing. I need branding, you need branding. You need budgeting, I need budgeting. So we need the same skill sets. And now we're stressed out about the same situations.
Right.
We're just living and stressing differently.
Correct. Yes.
You know, so that situation, how do you help that? Alignment as well. Because we could now overlap the budgeting. We could overlap the content creation.
Right.
We can overlap the branding.
Right.
And we still have the same goal.
Right.
And you're trying to get to a place of income where you're better off to better the family.
I think a lot of times when you're in a relationship, you don't realize the same way that you would go out there and collaborate with other people, that, you can also collaborate with your partner. And because we live in the same household, it's just hard. For some people, it's hard to look at your partner as a person that you can collaborate with to see how you can help me and how I can help you. Because
see this right here?
Yeah.
To secure the bag with Bae.
Get it out of bed.
Collaborate with Bae. Collaborate with your partner. That's good.
Right.
We collaborate with people on social,
Right.
other business partners out there, but we have a hard time collaborating with our partners.
Correct. And it doesn't matter if you're in the business together or in different separate businesses, because the foundation of just generating income or just networking or just marketing, branding, and sales, it's still the same concept.
Yeah.
And so we had to learn also, we were also in that phase, and we had to learn to use each other's strengths. I was the creative and Damo was the visionary.
Yeah.
And so I would be on Canva and I could do the flyers, and I'd be like, yo, babe, here, go give these flyers to the people at your business and just, make it look good. And he would say, hey, babe, this is how you cast the vision so that people could just, be influenced by you and want to be with you and go where you're going.
There was a point, it was a short time, but there was a point where you were in insurance.
Yes.
And I was in fitness.
Correct.
We needed the same thing.
The same
Because
thing.
we were in two different network marketing companies.
We needed more people.
We needed more people.
We needed more sales.
We needed more sales.
And we needed better marketing.
Better market, and we needed better systems.
Yes.
And
yes,
follow-ups.
Yes.
So we needed the same exact thing.
Yes.
In two different line of work.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's another reason people don't do well working together. And
that's what we get all the time. A lot of time when we tell people that we work with each other, they're like, how y'all work with each other without killing each other? And and it's so interesting how that's the first thing that people think.
Yeah.
And we don't kill each other. Do we disagree?
Yeah.
We have a lot of disagreements. But that's because we're passionate and we have our own version of how we see things. And it's just all about communicating that version of how I see things, how he sees things, so that we could come into agreement. And sometimes we don't.
Listen, you should see us setting up the Zoom TPAC 4, which is what the microphone goes in. You should see us setting up who should control the knobs. It's just like, yo, that's not how the knob goes. No, this is how the knob goes. So now we have to assign a CEO to control the volume of the microphone.
That's what
I'm like, no, this is where it goes. This is where it goes.
But that's what happens when you're in charge. We are in charge of everything.
Yeah.
We gotta learn the new stuff.
Yeah.
We gotta put the new stuff to work. We just gotta figure it out.
Well, I want to learn it too, and she wants to learn it too. And then she want to display what she learned, and I want to display what I learned. So we end up spending 20 minutes fighting over, she turned the knob, I turned the knob. Volume 5, volume 8, volume 4, volume 2.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it?
No. But then you got to compromise, and somebody got to say, go ahead. Go ahead. I submit. Go ahead.
He usually submits.
Yeah, I usually want to keep the peace.
I appreciate it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And so that brings us into, look, these things that we're talking about, these are real things.
Yeah.
Because you never realize how controlling you are, and sometimes you want to control even the smallest things with your spouse.
Yeah.
You want to control the thumbnail that you post on the video. You want to control the topic that you talk about. You want to control how the camera's supposed to look.
You want to control how the letter's supposed to be folded and go into the envelope.
Yeah, what clothes is supposed to go. And here's something too. We're dealing with so many overlap relationships that if you have an argument as a husband and wife, or if you have an argument in a relationship side, you have to be careful to make sure that relationship argument don't roll over to the business side.
Yeah, we had to learn that a few times. What had helped us is we know that we wear different hats in the relationship. Okay. And so we had to label these hats.
Yeah.
And so it was the husband hat, it was the wife hat, it was the father hat, it was the mom hat, it was the guardian hat. It was, yo, I'm the best friend hat. It was the lover's hat. It was the funny hat. And you don't label them each time, but especially when it came to business and relationship or personal, we would have to tell each other, babe, we're talking business right now. So no feelings.
Hey.
You know, don't take it personal.
The other day, I had to say to Felicia, hey, I'm not talking to you for you to coach me.
Yeah.
Don't coach me. Just listen.
Yeah. That's true because, you know, he was...
we both read.
Right. So he was sharing something with me and I automatically assumed we had the personal develop, you know, everything is going to be okay.
You got 5 minutes. Get over it.
Right. And he ended up saying to me, like, after I was like, babe, but it's going to be okay. Just think about this and da-da-da-da-da-da. He ended up saying to me, you know, I don't need you to coach me. I just need you to listen.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So you want the wife hat? He was like, yeah, I want the wife hat. So I was like, all right. And I gave him the wife hat, you know.
Winners don't complain. Winners don't quit.
Quitters quit. And when I gave him the white hat, you know, that's more compassion. That's more nurture. That's more, wow, babe, I get what you're saying. I feel you, you know. It's like feel, felt, found. And so that helped us a lot.
Yeah. And so now we're going into the fourth couple, which is where we're at today. It's where you have same couple, husband, wife, or guy, girl, or two partners, two people, and two separate skill sets, right? But there's alignment in the vision, and because there's alignment, you guys decide, hey, we're going to build one business together. So that we've seen it. We've seen a couple run gyms. I've seen couples run a franchise UPS. I've seen couples run a Jamaican restaurant. Yes. I've seen them run a Haitian restaurant. I've seen them run laundromats. You see it in church. Trucking, real estate as well, and digital entrepreneurship. So, you know, this one comes with a lot of problems. And I think the main problem I see in this one is both of you guys are dealing with the same stress double. Right. So if you're working in sales and sales are low for this month, you're stressed about money and she's stressed about money because you have one income, because it's the one business. And if both of you guys are emotional, that means nobody's driving the business. So it's like the stress is now at home as well. And if home is not good, the business is not good. It's just stress. Chaos. Well, I wasn't gonna say chaos, but just it's intense chaotic. Pressure.
Yeah, it's chaotic too.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, look up the definition of chaos.
What is the definition of chaos?
I'll tell you.
Yeah, but this one is just intense pressure all the way around. Because if your business is not good, you know, that affects how you operate on the personal level. And if your personal level is not good, that affects how you operate in the business. So if, you know, you're working together side by side.
Chaos, complete disorder and confusion.
Is it disorder or is it just a lot of stress and pressure?
It's complete disorder and confusion. You know, like when you're in like full-time business with your partner and now the stress not only comes at work, but in home, you know, it causes disorder in the house. It causes like, okay, what's the next step? Like it causes like lack of clarity. And it's like, I gotta go find that momentum again to come back. And we gotta emotionally be grounded again to come back.
Yeah. You know, so with all of these couples, you know, let us know. I think we're gonna do a part 2 on this one, because we can unpack this so much. But, you know, some of the things that helped us here, first thing is identifying what couple you are first and foremost, where you're at, what are some of the things you're struggling with. And then we put systems in place.
Yes.
Right? We put systems in place to kind of save you energy, stress, time, and money. And once the systems were in place, we were able to take action on that. Our daughter's up, Grace, which is another system here that we have at home.
Hi, baby.
She just crashed the set.
Yeah.
But I think we're definitely going to do a part 2 on this. But what we would like for you to do, if you enjoyed this so far, do me a favor, drop in the comments what couple you think you are. Are you couple A? where both of you guys have a job and you're the dreamers and you're looking to get out of that job situation. Or you couple B, one of you guys have a business, one has a
Sit
job,
right there.
and you're trying to do something.
Let me give mommy 2 minutes. Go sit over there.
Or are you couple C, where both of you guys have two separate businesses and you're trying to come together? Or are you couple D, where both of you guys have two separate skills, but you're in one business and bringing it together? We created what's called the CEO Couple Devotional. It's a 30-day devotional where it gives you not what just society says about how you should act and perform as a couple, but God's word on your relationship. Also, what we did is we put some business strategies and tips in here that you can actually use and implement in your business. We're going to leave a link for these in your description. It's both sides. One's a journal, which is where you take notes, and one is a devotional. Really, really quick read, 30 days, straight to the point, no extra stuff in there, just exactly what you need as far as systems and some of the stuff that we use in our relationship and our business to make sure that we're aligned with God's will, but we're also in alignment with our relationship.
Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.
Looking for more tips on how to build your purpose-driven business? Be sure to check out our Money Making Secrets playlist at the top right-hand corner of the screen.
Or you can check out our most recent uploaded video right below.
Enjoy. See you soon.